This video is on how to paint the peas. These are peas in a pod. It's part of my veggie and fruit painting tutorials, both on YouTube, and I have on my website at www.flowerpatchfarmhouse.com. And I'm just going to fill in. I have a number 4 flat brush here and Evergreen Deco Art Evergreen color, and it's a dark green. I'm just going to fill in the center. That is the center of the pod where the peas will set, and I'm going to fill it in. You don't have to be too precise, just get it right in the center. And then I'll do this other one. Then we will let that dry. I'm going to come back in and do the peas, and I'm going to do these a number 4 flat brush again, along with celery green. This is also a Deco Art Americana color, and I'm just going to do the little round peas. Now this edge here is going to come over that spot there, but it's a darker green, so we'll be fine. Just putting in my little circles. Get them as opaque as you can. I'm going to go along here. Now this one, the peas are going to come above because it's kind of at a side angle. You're going to go above the side, so that's why that's hanging out a little bit there. Okay, I think I'm going to let this dry, and I might come back in and give it another coat so they're good and opaque. Now the peas are dry, and I did put another layer of celery green on them so they're nice and opaque. And now I'm coming in with avocado green. It's kind of a medium green. It's between the celery and the evergreen. I have a number 8 flat brush, and I've just loaded the paint on there, and I'm just going to come in and follow along this line and fill in, almost color book style, and just fill it in along the edge there. You'll go over those peas so they're like sitting down in it, inside the pod. And I'll come up right to there. I'm not worried about this being streaky because peas are streaky pea pods. There. Okay, now I will do the next one, and I'll just do the same thing. Fill in here. I can use the broader end of the brush to the flat side. Again, you're going to go down over any of the peas came into that space, so they're sitting down in the pod instead of looking like they're sitting on top of the pod. Okay, and the same on this side. These ones aren't poking up, they're laying down in the pod. So you'll go right over those peas. Now for the top, I'm going to go back to my number 4 brush, and I'm going to do kind of I'm double loading with evergreen, the dark green and the avocado, and I'm going to do a little stroke, so you get the striations of the 2 colors. There's a blending, and this is the stem. And then I'm going to just load with the evergreen. There's still a little bit of the avocado on my brush, and I'm going to come along this edge where they overlap So I'm shadowing just underneath the first pod that's laying over top of the other pod. And okay, it looks okay. I will go on to, we're going to dab in a few highlights. Before I do the highlights, I've got my script liner. Since I have the avocado out, I'm going to outline some of the peas in the lower pod here, and with the evergreen, not evergreen, I'm sorry, with the avocado, just to give them a little more dimension hanging out of there. And I could also have shadowed them. Let's see, there we go. And you don't have to do that. I just found I kind of liked that look better. Now I will get some white on my brush, and I'll kind of make sure I drag my brush and make sure it's a real skinny point. Like, okay, let me see here. And I drag it through so it's coming to a nice point. You don't want a big glob. And I'm going to go along the tops, or where here with this little dab. Need to get the reload, drag it through the white, and do the same here. And if you want to add some little green squigglies, you can get some inky green on there and add little tendrils. Make sure I got this not too inky. Little tendrils. Oh, see, sketches up the paper. Drags a little bit, but you get the idea. And there you have your peas.